The Republican candidates are off to the races. Boy, are they, with Mitt Romney leading and Newt Gingrich hot on his toward the primary in South Carolina tomorrow. The big question, what happens now that Rick Perry has called it quits before the finish line? Let's check with this week's political horse. And here with the very latest power rankings, the editor of politicalderby.com, Jason Wright. Good morning to you, Jason.
Good morning. Hey, real quick, I was on, I called you Bud. A lot of heat from, blew up my email. Everybody know you're not my buddy. I should even be around you. We're not buds. All right?
All right, pal.
You got that?
Yeah, gotcha.
Pal.
Fine. All right, Nancy. Let's take a look at the first tier in the political derby today. Not surprising, they are Romney, followed by Gingrich. But after last night's debate performance, does Gingrich, the last moments of the race, nose ahead?
Yeah, boy, did he hit that first pitch 1.5 miles last night at the debate. I thought it was a fantastic opening for Newt. He had clearly been prepping for it. You know, we acted all upset that that question came. Trust me, folks, he and his handlers were thrilled that that was the first question of the night last night. And on Mitt Romney, this issue of the tax returns, listen, I think it's political malpractice that he was not better prepared for that question last night. If I went to my 4-year-old Bugsy, who's probably watching right now, and I said, look, bud, here's the question. You give me an answer, and then I'm going to give you 4 days to give me a better answer. My 4-year-old could be better prepared to deal with that same question 4 days later. I thought, really, political malpractice that he was not better prepared on this tax return question. He has got to figure this out.
You have a 4-year-old named Bugsy?
I do.
What goes on at your house?
You know what? It was a dark time in my life 4 years ago, Steve.
All right, fine. Let's take a look at the next two. We have a second tier, and the first time we've only had 2 in the second tier. And as you can see, oh my goodness, bad news for Rick Santorum, who had a great debate last night, and yet he trails Ron Paul.
I still think he's fading. He doesn't seem to be catching any momentum in South Carolina. I know that he feels like this Iowa win or tie or whatever we're calling it now, Iowa's not actually certifying him a winner, though he did come out, as we know, with a few more votes. I think he feels like that's going to give him a little bit of a boost in South Carolina. Our composite doesn't see it. We see that Ron Paul is probably going to finish third here. And I just think that you know, Rick with the sweater vest and you know, the sort of I'm the serious adult here on stage, it just doesn't seem to be playing well. I really think that people are gravitating in South Carolina to Newt, these Republicans, because they just feel like there's something very Fonzie from Happy Days, you know, or Dylan from Beverly Hills 90210. There's something leather jacket and unpredictable and just kind of about Newt Gingrich. You don't know what he's going to say. Rick Santorum talked about that last night, that we don't necessarily, Republicans don't want a nominee.
But he wasn't saying that was necessarily a good thing. All right.
Exactly. But I think Republicans are really being drawn to that kind of unpredictability with Newt.
Sure. Well, we'll find out. It's all going to be over by tomorrow night at midnight. All right. Jason Wright, Political Derby, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.